Hey there, all you cool cats and kittens. Today, we're going to be drawing one of my favorite animals, a tiger. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our drawing.
All right, before we start, we're going to do a few practice sketch pieces that are really going to help us when we're drawing our ferocious tiger. One thing we're going to be talking about is a letter D. So you draw your line, curve it up and around, but I don't close it all the way. All right, next, if you think about birds really far away in scenes, probably being chased away by tigers, they look kind of like this. And we'll be replicating that shape later on as well. For the hair of our furry tiger, we're going to have a messy zigzag. So a normal zigzag looks like this. A messy zigzag, it's going to look more like that. I'm also going to refer to something I'm calling a low mountain. So a normal mountain, very tall, like that. A low mountain will look more like that. Also going to have a big smile shape. No eyes or nose necessary. We'll have a sideways L. A bell shape.
And if you don't like it, you can just feed it to your tigers and no one will ever find it.
All right, so I'm going to start right in the middle of my paper, and I'm going to place 3 fingers down. If you have littler hands, you could put 4 fingers, but 3 will probably work just fine. And I'm going to have 2 parenthesis shapes that are going to curve around. So I'm going to start right in the middle, and it's going to be slightly angled to the side. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, facing the opposite direction. So I start next to my finger, and I'm going to curve it out and over. All right, so now I'm going to add the tiger's eyes, which are that big smile shape we talked about. Smile, big smile. And then inside there, we're going to add a V shape for this cat pupils. V, V. All right, and then from the eyes, I'm going to go 4 fingers down and do that bird shape right in the middle. Okay, and under that, I'm going to put a little smile. And then I'm just going to curve it up and around to my bird shape. Up and around to the bird shape. All right, and then from his nose, boop, I'm going to put a little line, just about a finger length long, that comes down. All right, and then I've got my low mountain that we talked about earlier. And that's going to wrap around the side and line up with his nose. But it's not going to touch his nose. It's just going to come up to as high as it. So I start at my low mountain, wrap around, and stop near the top of the nose. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm going to give this cool cat some whiskers. And a fuzzy chin. So we talked about the messy zigzag. It's going to be his chin hair down there. All right, so around his eyes, I'm going to do that bell shape. And I'm going to do it in pencil because I don't want it quite as dark. So I'm going to go up and over the eyes for the top of the bell. And then it gets wider around the bottom for the base of the bell. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And wider at the bottom. Great job. All right, I'm going to add a few stripes to my cat right between his eyes right here. I'm going to start with a line, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Those tiger stripes are never perfect. And I'm going to curve it down. 1, 2. And another one in the middle. 1, 2. And one more at the top. 1, 2. Okay, and I'm going to put one big stripe going across the top of his head here. And again, don't worry if it's perfect. And now I'm going to draw the top of his head. And it's going to line up about the edge of his eyes all the way up here. And I'm just going to have a nice, almost straight line. Just make sure it's going just past the edges of the eyes. And now I'm going to add those ears. Move this down so you can see it. And this is that partial letter D that we talked about. Comes up and over. Same thing on the other side. Up and over. Add his scruffy cheek hairs along the side here. And these are going to be that messy zigzag line we talked about. So it's going to start out real close to the ear. Get further out on his cheeks. And come in to almost meet up with the chin. Same thing on the other side. All right, so I'm going to add some detail inside those little fuzzy ears of his. Draw a line right along the top, and then some more zigzags. Line along the top, and some zigzags. All right, and next I'm going to add some more stripes. So first I'm going to go along the side of his cheek. Another messy zigzag line. That's going to go almost all the way to the nose. And we have a matching set. Another one over here. Almost all the way to the nose. And then we're going to go up and over his eye with another line. And we're going to have two lines on the edge of this. We have a short line. And we have a long line. It's going to kind of curve in a little bit. We want to stay inside that bell shape. Do the same thing on the other side. Line over the eye. Short line. And then that curved line that stays inside our bell shape. All right, under his eye, we're going to have another stripe. This is our sideways L. So we come down and then up for our L shape. Same thing on the other side. Flat and then curve it up. Excellent. All right, we have one more stripe to do before we add some color to our tiger. We are going to add one right along the side of this bell. So I'm going to trace my bell shape, and when I get right to the eye, I'm going to point at it. And then when I get to the bottom of the bell, I'm going to follow it and stop halfway. So I follow my bell shape, point at the eye, and then curve it halfway down the bottom. Great. All right, so now let's add some color to our magnificent creature here.
All right, now I ain't lying. You did a great job on your picture. See you later.